Thank you, Jason. This is Mike Pettaway from IND Sports Network, reporting from the softball field complex at North Davidson High School. And we are pleased to have as our first special guest for the Mark Holcomb Show, Mike Lambros, the championship-winning coach of the Lady Knights. And Coach, it's been a season that you'll never forget. And what a year you guys have had.
Oh, it really has. You take the last 2 weeks. The wonderful people up at Richard Childress Racing invited us to come up and be part of their world for a day. Clint Boyer, the driver of the 33 car, we were able to have our picture taken with him, and not only that, meet him by him signing autographs and taking us around and taking time to spend with the kids and show us the nuts and bolts of racing, and also the people at BB&T who have the race car itself, and give everybody in this area an opportunity to enjoy the racing and all kinds of sports and things going on in the community. And also going to the Winston-Salem Dash game and being able to go out there and be part of the game ceremonies, and it truly has been magical. And if you have kept up with us, you know just how magical it really has been.
It certainly has. Mentioning the Winston-Salem Dash game, this segment is being taped on Wednesday afternoon, and if the weather holds up, Coach Lambros and the Lady Knights will be traveling up to the Dash game, and Coach Lambros is going to have to go home and get his shoulder in ice so he can throw out the first pitch of the game tonight. So by the time we air this on Monday night, it will already be known whether he can throw the ball 60 feet 6 inches or not. So it's going to be a fun time at the ballpark. A lot of fans are going to show up in their national championship T-shirts, and we're all looking forward to it. And we certainly do appreciate the Dash taking time to recognize the best softball team in the country, and we're very pleased to be a small part of it. Now, as you have gone through the summer, I know you've been busy. You ran your own camp here at North Davidson. You've been at other people's camps helping out. Have you had time to sit back at the beach and try to comprehend what happened in June in Raleigh and what's happened since that day with you and your girls and your staff of coaches?
Oh, yes. I went to the beach for about 7 days, and my family was able to give me my time. And I don't know that I reflected on it more than I was just humbled by it. I mean, it was a season that each one of these kids contributed to the ball team, to each other's lives, and just to the community with the pride that they had given us, and that makes you glow inside. Each and every one of them truly loved each other. You have teams where people like each other. You have teams where they get along with each other, but for them to care for each other, that was the thing that was great. And some of the plays, I'm the world's worst to sit back and rewind and go over plays and do those kind of things, but all the plays that were rewound were memorable plays. It wasn't over spilt milk or something that went wrong. It was everything went right. And the biggest thing was when I was in the dugout the last game, I was sitting there, and as you know, we have two gentlemen who are dealing with different not sicknesses, but ailments, and to watch these kids rally around these guys, as I was standing there, I knew that there were some strong powers with us, and that just filled you full of joy, because each one of the kids were connected to these guys, and they helped to do the driving force. They were at practice every day doing all the stuff, and I think that the one thing, thinking back on the season, was just how strong our staff was, and how the kids respected that, and was able to give that back. And they basically were the therapy that kept the team going the whole time. Our seniors, amazing, just absolutely amazing. We do a little bit at the end of practice every day, and you can go home if you want to. It's not mandatory or anything like that. And I think the thing that eventually, when you're sitting down on the beach thinking about, is those kids that stay around, and they stay around in numbers and laugh and kick off their shoes and be kids. But then when it was time for them to play ball, they were good warriors. And I think this is something that they enjoyed together, not as individuals.
It sounds like there was a tremendous team chemistry. I mean, everybody had the same goal, and they all supported each other. And it was evident on the field when you watch a game how these kids pulled for each other. And there's a cliche, we refuse to lose. Well, this team refused to lose. I mean, they did. They willed themselves to be the state champions and the national champions. And I call this year a year of first. It was the first team championship of North Davidson High School at the state level. Okay. It was the softball team's obviously first state championship. It was your first state championship as a coach. It was the first time any high school has been a national champion in North Carolina, any North Carolina high school. And also, you were inducted into the first class of the National Fast Pitch Coaches Hall of Fame. Is that the correct way?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay, but you were in the first. So there was a lot of first that happened this past season during North Davidson softball run to the title. And on behalf of the fans and the school, I want to personally thank you and say that you're what's good about North Davidson High School, you and your girls. You portray the positive, and you stress hard work. You teach so many lessons beyond the diamond, and that's what's so great about North Davidson and the wonderful young men and women that walk through these halls up here. And we certainly appreciate you taking time before you head off to the beach to be our first featured guest on the Mark Holcomb Show. It's been a pleasure to talk to you as always, and we look forward to next year. Now, you're going to have quite a history to try to compete against next year. Are you going to be able to withstand all the pressure? Because everybody's going to see you from now until next April and say, well, Coach, what are you going to do this year? Coach, what are you going to do this year? What do you think about next year? You've lost a lot of seniors.
Being a high school coach, you know that's going to happen year in and year out. Doesn't matter whether you finish second or whether you finish first. And the kids that we have here at North Davidson, Chief's got an old saying about raising the bar. Well, they know that the bar gets raised every year. The wonderful thing about the end of the year this year is we were able to take a lot of next year's kids with us. And there'll be some kids coming in from the middle school or from other places, and we're not going to change anything. We're going to work hard. We're going to try to put kids in a position to be successful. And when they're not, as a coach, you have to find a way to make that happen. And so one of my past players, Sissy Sink, asked me, Coach, how you feel today? Well, you feel happy, but it's no different. You know, we're already taking and trying to figure out what we can do to maintain what we have. I think the girls will have a little giddy up in their step. I think it'll be more of a pride thing instead of a pressure thing. The only time the pressure comes is when it's outside the fence and everybody tries to make it seem like you're not as good. But as long as we work inside the fence hard as a staff and as a team, the rest of that stuff doesn't matter.
Right. That's well spoken, Coach. I appreciate your words. I appreciate you again taking time, and have fun at the beach. And don't think about us working hard. We won't be thinking about you. But again, we appreciate you taking time to be our first guest. It was an honor to have you here, and I truly mean that. It's an honor to be able to talk to you.
Well, thank you, sir. It's always an honor.
And from North Davidson softball field, this is Mike Pettaway from IND Sports Network. Now I'll throw it back live to Jason Israel at Little Italy Pizza for the continuation of the Mark Holcomb Show.
Good. Good.